Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the score was 104-99. The Lakers got the victory in New Orleans after a very slow start, very embarrassing first half. We came back, got a 10-point lead. They completely erased that, and we ended up having a close game just like last night against the Spurs. I got to give credit to the home team, man. The New Orleans Pelicans came in there with like most of their team out. But guys went crazy. As I told you guys, Jalen Noel was going to want to play well. He had 16 points, I believe it was. B.I. went for like 31 and 8 assists or something like that. He was tremendous himself. And we just dealt with a lot of static from guys like Jeremiah Robertson Earl and Yves Messi, and, of course Brandon Boston, of whom we've been talking about a lot on this channel. Jamal Cain, who needs to be mentioned as well. They really came through, man. They gave us a lot of trouble with their short-handed team. I thought that they gave us all we could handle and took us down to the wire. So I can only imagine how bad it would have been if they would have had even one of more of their starters. So that was pretty tough on the Lakers, but we did get the victory, and that's the most important thing for us. Career high, Dalton Knecht, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, I believe is what he had. I think that's how that went. Very nice game from the rookie. He hit several threes tonight. Caught hot, dunked the ball a couple times, so I really liked what I saw from him. Anthony Davis, 31 points, 14 boards, 1 block, 2 steals. Don't remember how many assists, but he was definitely everywhere, as you would expect going into New Orleans. He had his numbers tonight, continuing on his MVP race. And LeBron James, triple-double stops here, but he did have some mighty clutch three-point shots in the fourth quarter. I believe he walked away with about 11 points in the fourth, and most of those points came in the final 3 minutes. So he was hitting threes and getting to the line, stuff like that. So I just love what I saw from Bron in limited minutes. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. I think that's how that might have went. Max Christie had an interesting line tonight. Very interesting line. He had, what, 2 points, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 rebounds, and an assist. I think that's how that went. That was weird to look at, but he contributed in all categories with the start tonight. Did not hit too many shots, to say the least, but he definitely contributed to a massive tip out down the final seconds of the game when we bricked a 3. I think it was LeBron who had bricked a 3, and he kept a team that had been offensive rebounding all damn night, defensive rebounding all damn night, from getting the big rebound, and ultimately gave his team a second chance second chance opportunity. I thought that basically sealed the game for us, more or less. So big ups to Max Christie. What he did in that moment really helped the team a lot, and so I definitely want to say that there. Austin Reeves had flat feet tonight, man. His shooting was just horrific. It was horrific yesterday, to be honest with you, and it was even worse tonight. 2 of 9 from behind the arc, 3 of 15 from the field. But he did have about 7 assists, so that kind of made it so that his plus-minus was actually very good. So thank God the man can pass the rock. You know what I mean? That's what it really comes down to, because his inefficiencies at times can be just damaging, I guess is the word I'd use. But, you know, he makes up for it in other areas, making plays for other people. Wiry stuff that he does, rebounding the ball and stuff like that. He only had 10 points in 41 minutes, but those assists were helpful. But God, man, I need him to just diversify a bit more. Let other people shoot. I know he's aggressive, and we love that aggression. But on a night where Dalton has a career high, if you just take some of those shots and give them to other people, we probably have better possessions from possession to possession. As much as good as I believe Austin does, his light is too green. Am I crazy for saying that, Laker fans? Austin Reeves' light is too green. He shouldn't have a green light that damn green. I get it. He's one of our top players. But for him to attempt 15 shots on a cold night, I don't care to see. I don't want him to do that. Am I crazy? I don't want him to do that. So that's really what it is. And it's one of those situations where if I'm going to be fair, when I look at the lack of production that comes from guys like Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, when they're not attempting a lot of shots, the shot diet that Austin takes does contribute to the ineffectiveness of other people when it comes to their shot diet. Gabe Vincent's attempting like 2 shots in like 22 minutes of play. Well, some of that's Austin just jacking up shots on possessions, man. You know what I mean? And so that's a real thing for me. I like Austin Reeves a lot. I'm a big fan of what he does. Happy he's here. But he needs to calm down some of the shot selection. He doesn't need to be taking as many shots as he does from night to night. He just don't. And tonight, it genuinely, I thought, took away from quality possessions that we pretty much could really use on a night where we had a close game. If he's hot, I'm loving it. Be aggressive. If he's not, get it to the hot hand. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, dude. If you're hot, take 20 shots. But if you're frozen, find Connect, find Braun, find AD. You know what I'm saying? Find D-Lo, find anybody, bro. Get 15 assists on a night like tonight. I don't need 15 shot attempts. So that's my thing. When you look at the box score and you see who really played poorly, that's going to be the first thing that glares. That it really is. When you look at how come this game was so damn close, a good portion of the problem was really genuinely that man missing shots. And another part of the problem was our rebounding. You know, we lost the rebound total by 7. I think it was 50 to 43. But the offensive rebounds that we gave up, I think we gave up 18 offensive rebounds in this game, 11 or something like that, or 12 in the first half. That is absolutely unacceptable. There is no way you're supposed to be giving up that many second chance boards to an undermanned team. This is craziness. Yves Messi and Jeremiah Robinson Earl, them dudes was just eating up glass like crazy. I was not happy with how we rebounded the ball for the most part. I know that we had, I believe, 16 offensive rebounds. So you love how we were giving ourselves second chance opportunities. But to give up 17 of them, that's an entirely different part of the conversation. We did that last night too. We gave up double-digit offensive rebounds to the Spurs. But tonight was a much worse. Much, much worse. So that's something I need JJ to take a look at, man. We are hemorrhaging offensive rebounds. Hemorrhaging them. So that's what stood out. I thought we shot the 3-ball especially poorly tonight. Only 30% from behind the arc on 41 attempts. I don't mind the shot diet. We hit the ones we needed to hit. Connect hitting shots. Braun hitting them down the stretch really helped our percentage. But overall, in 3-point shots, I mean, we just did not. We didn't shoot it very well tonight. And it's the first time that's been the case in about 3 games. So, you know, I think a lot of that had to do with it being a back-to-back and just the overall fatigue of a lot of guys' legs. But this was not a good efficiency night from behind the arc. So that's that. How many times we turned the ball over? I don't think it was too many. We're pretty good about not turning the ball over this year, which is really a good thing. I think we only had like 11, which is actually not good for us. But don't quote me on that. We did force some, though. I don't remember exactly what Pelicans had, but it was more than that. So that I guess is okay. What else, man? You know, you want to give credit to everybody who ultimately made this game as fun as it was to watch. I did not expect this game to be the nail biter that it was. Going into it, I thought we would have a big game where we'd be able to sit our starters and maybe even see some Bronny tonight. But the reality was, it's one of the closest games we had. And it's just like I said in the pregame video, when you go up against certain teams who don't have their stars, this gives guys opportunities to prove that they deserve to be in the league. And that's what you saw the Pelicans do. You saw each and every man take it very seriously. And, of course, the old Laker B.I. and the old Laker Jalen Noel were going to try to show up and try to play well against us, just like every old Laker does. I know most people don't realize Jalen Noel played for the Lakers, but that don't mean he forgot he played for the Lakers. And he always wants to come out against us. And so we saw ex-Lakers continue to show us, you know, that they're talented. And that, you know, they make a case for why they should have never been given up on in the first place. So that's what I saw. B.I. was spectacular down the stretch of that game. If it weren't for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl literally bowling ball the basketball underneath his legs out of bounds, I think it was a decent chance he would have tied the game up with a 3-point shot with 1 second to go. But that is exactly how that went. And so because of it, we ended up getting a possession, and that was it after that. But, you know, B.I. was hitting shots over everybody. And this is another thing. I don't think that we have an adequate player that can really stand in front of B.I. And really get success. Maybe Braun is the closest thing we have to really guard him. But even when we're fully healthy, maybe Vando. But we don't really have an answer for that type of wiry, tall, lengthy, forward type of guy. That's not really what we have. But I can tell you what definitely does not work. Putting Austin Reeves on that person does not work. He was cooking the man. He was shooting over him like it was easy to do, man. We got to find another way to guard these type of players. We cannot ask Austin Reeves to guard these people, bro. So I hate to be picking on Austin tonight, but a lot of what went wrong was him on both sides of the floor. I'm just being honest. And like I said, his assists really helped. His plus-minus tells a different story, but the missed shots and then the cooking, those two things cannot exist at the same time. They just can't. Gabe Vincent, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 22 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's what we expect from Cardi G, man. Cardio. I actually thought he was more active tonight than he had been. You know, there were moments at a time where he really helped his team. So one of those boards was an offensive rebound, a key one. So I didn't think this was the worst Cardi G game. And to be honest with you, I don't expect anything from him. So when the bar is in hell, anything's impressive. That's what it really comes down to. What else, man? D'Angelo Russell got in foul trouble early in the game. And because of it, we didn't see him till like 5 minutes to go in the third quarter after getting all 3 of those fouls in the first quarter. So when you look at his 7 points, 5 assists, I think that's what it was. You see that he was working from behind the 8 ball. So I kind of give him a pass for his stats based on the mistake of getting in foul trouble early. If I'm mad at him for anything, it's getting in foul trouble when we're undermanned this much. So yeah, I wasn't thrilled, but I thought D'Lo hit some big shots. He hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter. His assists were pretty helpful, but the impact was limited by the fact that he just picked up 3 silly fouls rather quickly in that first quarter, off the bench and no less. So that's where he really went wrong. You just gotta keep yourself available to your basketball team, man, especially when we're down people. Christian Koloko, man, I like what I saw from Koloko tonight. 6 boards, 6 points, 1 block, 1 steal. You know, he effectively showed us that he can guard the interior and the exterior. I thought, you know, you feel really confident with him helping with the rim protection situations. Shots that we would otherwise give up in the paint normally without AD on the floor, he would block. And I have a great deal of confidence that he's going to help us defensively in some areas that we're not used to anymore. You know, we haven't had a backup center who could block shots since basically JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard left. You know what I mean? So he's kind of giving us something that a different element that really helps our team, and that is rim protection with our second units. So I gained a lot of trust for him in certain situations to help us get stops where I'm just used to us giving up layups. So I was really happy with Christian Koloko tonight. What else? Who else am I leaving out? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I feel like there's maybe 1 or 2 players I'm not thinking about. But, you know, we had a short rotation tonight. Only 4 players used off the bench. No, what's his name? Cam Reddish. He did not go tonight. I don't know what was wrong. But it was a little shaky out there without him, to be honest with you. Defensively early to start the game, we let this team get out to a rather quick start. So, you know, that's 2 games in a row where we let teams get out to a quick start, dig ourselves a hole, and have to pull ourselves out of it. Luckily enough, we were able to do that in both of these games. But I'm telling you, that's not a recipe for success for the Lakers. We ain't going to be always be able to win these type of games, guys. That's what it really comes down to. You can't let teams get you into a 12-point deficit in the first quarter and then expect to just crawl out of it. We were fortunate in these 2 games, but we could have very easily lost both of those games. And we need to understand that. I like that we won 2 road games. And that's what it is. We swept the road trip. We've improved our road record. We're on a 5-game winning streak. So you'd like to, celebrate that. But, tonight wasn't really nothing to celebrate. This was a team we should have blew out. And we came out flat. We let them manhandle us in the first half. We let them erase a 10-point lead in the second half and barely won the game off of some really unforced stuff that they did that they had no business doing. Rolling the ball underneath Brandon Ingram's legs down the stretch of a basketball game. I don't know what the hell, but that's not something you can count on, man. You can't count on that. You know what I mean? As many shots as we were giving up to BI, as many offensive rebounds we were giving up to that team, this wasn't something to just sit back and be, super proud of. We're happy we found a way to win, but that we were in this type of hole in the first place is shameful, really, considering who we were going up against and who we had lined up on the floor. Braun with like 6 turnovers again. Or was it 6 or 7 turnovers? He had 7 last night. That's like 12 turnovers in 24 hours, bro. Like or more. So Braun's going to have to get his turnover situation in order. I do like the 3-point shots that he hit down the stretch. We definitely don't win this game without his clutch, magnificent 3-point shooting. But, them turnovers, he got to clean that up. If he's going to be Point Braun, we can't be hemorrhaging turnovers and offensive rebounds and shooting the ball poorly. Like, you're not going to beat most teams in the league the way we approach this particular game, man. Most teams are going to beat you when you have the key problems that we had tonight. We did score pretty well in the paint, but they got to the line more than us. It was the inverted, it's the complete opposite of what yesterday's was. The Spurs got to the line less than us last night, but shot more threes, 11 more threes to be exact. Tonight, the Pelicans got to the line more than we did, and we shot 11 more threes than them. How about that? So, just little stuff like that you notice when you study these numbers. But yeah, for this to be a 5-game winning streak, I would love to be way more confident. We're playing cool, you know what I'm saying? But we're not playing great. And should I be frustrated with the fact that we keep finding ourselves undermanned on the road? That we won these 2 games doesn't really make that argument much of a concern, I guess, or it's not as much concern because we won the game. But it seems to me that we just happen to be missing people who are normally with us when we go on road games. Like, Cam didn't play tonight. Rui didn't play either one of these games. But at home, we seem to have more of our team. We're more full. And I think one of the issues that I saw tonight was our rotations were so thrown off because of who all was missing. Everybody will play for a Laker home game. But people don't want to show up on the road. People give themselves passes to rest on the road. And we wonder why our road effort doesn't look as good as it does at home. One of the biggest problems is we don't have the same people playing. So should I look into that? Are we resting people on purpose on the road? Maybe we should stop doing that, if that's what this is. Guy rolls an ankle, that's one thing. But are we just resting people? I think it's contributing to why we don't look as good on the road. And so that's something to keep monitoring as we go forward, man. Yeah, this was, all things considered, it's a successful road trip. Beating the Spurs last night was fantastic. Turning around and having to play a game back-to-back is not easy. Starting the game flat, coming back winning. Clutch play by Braun. Gotta love that. AD showing up big time. Love that. And Dalton Connect getting a career high and contributing in other areas other than scoring. Love that. So there's a lot to like about this, man. Max Christie finding his confidence, contributing in all the defensive areas necessary to really make his money. Like that. So there's a lot to like about this game. But, knowing that we were going up against basically G League guys in some cases, and that they were out rebounding us as well as they did, and just putting up so much of a fight, you just don't feel like you could have beat too many teams. If you would have faced the wrong team tonight, you got beat by 15, 20 points. Like, that's the truth. So, you know, successful back-to-back, man. We don't, you know, when we play back-to-backs with our core and they play both games and we win both games, that's definitely something to be pleased with. Because a lot of times we will want to rest these guys or probably drop this game, how flat-footed we were, but we took care of it. However it played out, we got 2 W's. So that's what it is, man. 5-game winning streak. I love it. You know, I would love to be even more enthusiastic, but I see too much wrong with how we're playing, and I'm chasing perfection, maybe. I don't know if that's what it is with me. So we're so early in the season, it's not like anything really matters. But we do want to find ourselves getting better, and we don't want certain habits to continue to linger. This offensive rebounding issue, that could cost you. That could really cost you. So we don't want to carry those problems into the next game. Obviously, we play again on Tuesday, so that allows us a couple nights rest. We play the Utah Jazz, have a nice little homestand. I misspoke and said that we play Phoenix next week. We play Phoenix the week after that, but we do play Phoenix very soon. And, of course, the Orlando game is on Thursday, where we will debut our new jerseys and floor, for which I'm very much excited about. And I do believe Tuesday is a tournament cup game. I do think that Utah game is a cup game. I believe that's how that's set up. They are definitely in our division, and if I'm not mistaken, cup games are played on Tuesday and Friday. I think that's what DTLF said. I didn't check that fully on my own, but I'm going by what he said. Tuesdays and Fridays are cup games. So put 2 and 2 together, and that is a cup game at home. So we'll have an alternate floor on 2 consecutive nights, Tuesday and Thursday. So that should be pretty fun, man. We got some interesting home games coming up. The Utah Jazz are a very decent roster. I'm not going to say they're a good team, but they have a very good roster. It doesn't equate to them playing well together, but if you look at the top to bottom, there's plenty of talent on that Utah team that can give you problems. But they're a tanking basketball team right now, and a lot of those players need to develop. But they got plenty of players that give you hell, man. So, you know, Utah, I want people to understand, most of what they have, they got in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of it. They're bench players, they're starters. They're a bunch of dudes that are projected to be better than the roles they're in. So it's extremely dangerous when you go up against a Utah team this season, because they are an optical illusion. Just like I said, New Orleans, in the sense that they're missing so many talented players, they're going to get them all back. That's an optical illusion. This Utah team is a different type of optical illusion, because the reality is most of the players on their team are projected to be starters or all-stars. Most of them. So that's the truth, man. Even their 10th guy is damn good. Filipowski and Isaiah Collier and Keontae George and J-Dub's brother. All them dudes is good as hell, man. You know, John Collins, Markkanen, of course, the center we're trying to pick up, whose name has escaped me for some reason. But, you know, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. But the center that we're trying to pick up, he's on this team. He may be hurt, but, you know, they got plenty of dudes, man. That's the issue. That is the issue. Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, ex-Laker over there. This Utah team is so much better than they're going to get credit for. And if you take a night off, or if you run the wrong rotations and you let their bench come in the game, they're going to run your bench out of the water. They're going to run you down. I'm telling you. Now, they probably will try to lose. But as I look ahead to this team, I just don't want anybody who follows me to think that I don't believe they have a lot of talent. They have so much talent. It's just underdeveloped. That's all it is. Taylor Hendricks. I mean, they got lottery talent up and down the roster. Please understand that. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. You know, this Pelican game, you know, B.I. gets all the credit in the world. The game ball, I think I want to give to Anthony Davis just to be consistent, since I didn't give him the game ball last night, and I know damn well he was the best player on the floor. I'll give it to him tonight to make up for it, because at the end of the day, this man has scored 72 points in 2 days, man. Just the God's honest truth. 72 points in 2 days. Not even 24 hours. Like that type. People want to tell me he's not the MVP. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. He went for 40 last night, went for 32 tonight. He had 14 boards tonight. God knows he probably had about 14 birds last night. I don't even remember how many he had, but it was a lot. He's your MVP. I don't want to hear it. Jason Tatum, I don't care, bro. Jokic, you got a million of those. Sit down. Anthony Davis, keep playing like this, man. We're getting that MVP. So that's my attitude there, man. And as I said, we just got to continue to feature Dalton Connect, man. He's not regular. I keep telling people he's an all-star level scorer. You know what I mean? You think this is ceiling at 27 points? Please. If we could have given him some of them misses that we were getting from Austin, he probably would have had 40. So that's the reality of it. Dalton Connect, just continue getting your looks up, man. Continue taking shots. Continue driving at the rim. You know, improve on open court situations and try not to piss Bron off by misreading things. You know what I mean? Bron had a turnover and he was fussing and cussing because he thought he was going to kick the ball back to Connect, and Connect ended up disappearing on him. So, that's something that they're going to have to continue to work through in practice. The synergy with Connect, but once they realize just how much they can actually rely upon him for easy scoring, there shouldn't be too many nights where he scores under 18 points from here on out if we know what we're doing. So that's my whole take on things, man. Continue to feature this guy. You're better for it. You are absolutely better for it. When you start realizing he's your fourth or third most talented player on this whole roster, then you're going to understand what I've been trying to say for the last 2 weeks or even longer. This is somebody you're going to love having if you just use him right. Stop acting like he's some type of role-playing Gabe Vincent. He ain't none of that. Get that man the rock and let him shoot. So that's my attitude, man. Let him take 15 shots. Let him hit a hoist 9 threes. He going to make sure most of them go in. So that's my attitude, man. I want more efficiency from our guys, man. And that pecking order needs to continue to be carved out to figure out who our third, fourth, and fifth best player is, because I don't think it's been defined fully yet. We know who 1, 2 is. We don't know necessarily who 3, 4, 5, and 6 is right now. But I'm here to tell you, in my humble opinion, Dalton Connect probably should be 3 or 4. He should be 3 or 4 at this point. So hopefully we figure that out. Thank you for playing Max Christie. I think he's done enough in these 2 games to earn minutes. I did not like his shooting tonight. I wish he would have hit that clutch 3 down the stretch. The scoring didn't show up, and he is projected to be someone who should be able to score. So I'm definitely tasking him with scoring the ball a little more. But the steals and the rebounds, the tip outs and stuff like that, all of that is very important from him. Just like it's important from Cam Reddish, I need Maxey to continue doing stuff like that defensively and rebounding and stuff like that. So that's really what it is, man. Good win, good road trip. But we're not satisfied. We are nowhere near satisfied with how we played these last 2 games. We gave teams way too much respect. We played down to the level of the opponent entirely too much. We got to slow starts entirely too often, and we gave up way too many boards in both of these games. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.